I'm gon' ride, we gon' ride, who gon' slide, we gon' slide, they my guys, they my slimes.
Clip up the ride out.
I'm gon' ride, we gon' ride, who gon' slide, we gon' slide, they my guys, they my slimes.
All out when we ride out.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Tyson Fury still training for Deontay Wilder. The reason why we're talking about this is because, as we announced, Tyson Fury gave Paris Fury gave birth to Tyson Fury's sixth child, and there were some issues, and the baby was in ICU, and so the past week people have been talking about Fury possibly pulling out of the fight, but it's looking like Fury is not going to pull out of the fight based on articles and his social media, in which you see Fury is still training. So you could let us know, because soon as when we pulled up the Sun, everyone in the UK was like, "Don't use the Sun, don't use the Sun." So this is a Manchester Evening News. You can let us know if this is a credible source or not. However, Manchester Evening News is reporting Tyson Fury shares good news about baby Athena after a very stressful week. And it says the heavyweight boxer has returned to training to help his mental health. And as you see, Paris right there. And it says heavyweight boxing champion Tyson Fury has shared a positive update about his adorable baby daughter, Athena, from hospital after a very stressful week. The 32-year-old boxer from Wyndhamshire and his wife Paris have been keeping their followers on Instagram updated since their newborn was admitted to intensive care after she was born last Sunday. Tyson has now shared some good news with well wishers about his daughter's progress in the hospital, saying she's doing great. And there's a photograph of the baby, and it says, "Thanks to everyone who said a prayer for her." He wrote with a picture of Athena wrapped in a pink blanket. "She's doing great." He added, "Praise God." The fighter also took to Instagram stories to share a message with his fans as he's returning to training. And it says, there you see everyone who prayed for her. She's doing great. All right. And said, posting a video of himself running, said exercise is helping him after such a tough time for the family. After a very stressful week, I'm back on the road doing a bit, he explained. I find that it calms me down, relaxes my mental health, anxiety. Without this bit of training, I'd be cuckoo right now. And so you see a picture of the kids. Tyson, nicknamed the Gypsy King, has previously spoken in depth about his mental health, including his struggles with depression. And here's what Fury had to say. "For anyone out there suffering from dark times, any mental health problems, I say that a little bit of training goes a very, very long way," he said. "I know it really helped me." He added, "I'm just thankful things are going well. I know that life could be a lot worse this morning. Stay positive. God bless." And so, as you see, there's a picture of a GIF and for his daughter Athena, and it says, "Fighter just like my daddy." So I'll turn it over to you, Conspiracy. What's your reaction to the news? Fury still training to fight, appears to still be on, and Tyson Fury's daughter doing well.
Yeah.
In the reports that this fight was possibly going to be canceled due to the situation.
Yeah. Well, first I'd like to say positive vibes to Athena. It's good to hear that she's getting better. You know, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I was really nervous about this fight, and I think I told Katie this yesterday. I was like, it's looking like I'm gonna owe Ned some 25 push-ups. You know what I mean? Because I didn't think the fight was gonna happen. And to be honest, as a father, you know, I couldn't do it. You know, I would have backed out. You know, because it's gonna be hard to train knowing that your kid's in intensive care. You know, so, but the fact that Athena's getting better, I think that load, that burden is kind of lifted. So now Tyson Fury could actually focus on Deontay Wilder, which is a good thing. But I wouldn't be mad at Tyson Fury if he actually backed out of this fight. And I don't think any fan in their right mind, right? Now, there's going to be haters and fanatics and everything. But any human being, especially men who have children, would understand Tyson Fury making the harsh decision of, hey, I can't continue on due to my family situation. But the fact that, his daughter's doing good, and he's back. Well, he didn't necessarily say training. He's talking more about working out for his mental health. But hey, that's that's still a form of training nonetheless. You know what I mean? So he's focusing on his wellness right now. So I'm just hoping that transitions to training camp for Wilder, But again, if Tyson Fury, if knock on wood, if anything does happen and Tyson Fury can't continue, I think the WBC should just order Deontay Wilder and Dillian White to have that fight and then determine whoever the winner of that fight, then they could go on and fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed, or whoever wins that fight, whenever Tyson Fury comes back, fight Tyson Fury, but then whoever fights Anthony Joshua. So at least have undisputed by 2022.
All right, Trill Dollar Bill.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I get choked up, man, when it comes to the babies, man, So, yeah, my heart and well wishes going out to the Fury family. I hope everything turns out great, and I hear things is going good. So, like G said, was keep up the positive vibes, I'm with G. If the fight, even though I always said I don't want to see this fight anyway, if the fight don't take place, nobody can say anything to Tyson Fury about anything, because I wouldn't even be able to. It's not even this is not even my child that I'm sitting here. I'm choked up just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even be able to this function at all. So, salute to Tyson Fury. Nothing but well wishes to his family. And then, he's still training for the fight. Hey, kudos to him. But I wouldn't say nothing bad about him if he wasn't.
All right, Ned the TBE.
Yeah, first, congratulations, Fury, on your newborn child. And I hope she gets really well. I hope just positive energy. I hope she recovers and, has a wonderful, successful life. But Fury, I want to be mad at you if you don't make this fight. You got to take care of your family, yourself first before fighting Wilder. And honestly, we all know the real. We all see what happens if your fight with AJ will still be on the table if the fight with Wilder was never to happen. So if it doesn't happen, I'm not mad at it. It does happen. We already know the outcome of the third fight, and just keep your head focused. And I wish you and your wife and your daughter the best.
Yeah, so again, I always say health and death. It's not health and it's not death. It's not really a real problem, And so for me, I learned that when I scratched the car up. Trill was there. I scratched Pop's car up, and I didn't tell Pops. And someone snitched on me who shall not be named, and that person was standing there looking like this when I went. And Pops asked me, like, what happened to the car? So I just admitted it because I knew Pops knew because I knew this person snitched on me because when I looked at Pops, the person was standing there like this, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I know. I said, I know this person snitched on me. So I admitted it to Pops. And I thought Pops was going to spaz on me. He said, it's just a vehicle. It's just a car. The fact that you're okay is the only thing that matters. So you don't have to hide that from me. He said, you are okay. That's the only thing that matters. Then he gave me the keys to the car immediately and told me to go get him myself. Like, so, and then the person who snitched on me was still standing there like this, like, what? That's it?
Looking like
hey, mad, just mad.
And the person set him up. He was like, yeah, keep backing up.
The person who snitched on me is the reason why the car got scratched. Because I said, am I good on that side? And then the person was like, yeah. And then I went, yeah, and the car got scratched. So set me up on that, then ran and told Pops on me. So it is what it is, right? But the reason why I say all that is what Pops was getting at was some things are real problems, some things are fixable. That's what car insurance is for. That's what other things are for. So, like, the real thing that would have been an issue was my health, right? And so this is what I'm saying. There are times to get mad. There are times to hold people accountable, and then there are times where you just have to be a human being. Like, you shouldn't use the birth of someone's child or in that child having complications to try to make a point or to try to down someone, because that's not right. And if you ever had a child, if you're a parent, then you already know. But if you're not, then you know it's when you don't walk in those shoes, it's easy to be a certain way. But I know someone who walks in those shoes. His name's Deontay Wilder.
Exactly.
Has a daughter born with spinal bifida, and I even remember the connection between him and Luis Ortiz, who has a daughter with disabilities as well. So if anyone could understand that, it would be Deontay Wilder himself. So I'm pretty sure if Tyson Fury, this would probably be the only reason that Tyson Fury would have to pull out of the fight where Wilder wouldn't kill him or wouldn't bury him, because it's something he could understand. So if you're sitting there as a Wilder fan, then you should know I'm willing to bet money on it. This is a reason that Wilder wouldn't even come at Fury for. This is one he would empathize with Fury over and be like, look, my kids come first too. In fact, the only reason Wilder is a heavyweight champion in boxing right now was because he wanted to save his daughter. So, I mean, again, you have to look at these situations like these are men. This is real life. And you can look at it like, oh, Fury's pulling out of the fight, but then you're not considering Paris either, his partner. So if he goes to the fight and do all this, she may not be okay. These are the things that you have to factor in. Now, G brought up a point that's a good one. He said that he's working out for his mental health. He never said that, oh, I'm still like definitely fighting Wilder, but he said he's working out for his mental health. And I understand that very well, because some people underestimate the importance of working out and what it does for your mental, what it does for you in terms of how you feel physically and how you feel in terms of confidence. So some people underestimate that, but it's very important. And so Fury needs to do that. And I think, Paris understands that as well. And also, fighting's the way that he supports his family. But if he pulls out of this fight because he's not mentally there, because the health of his daughter, which in turn could mess with his mental health, could mess with anyone's mental health, no one should be using it as a reason to try to bash him. And I'm not saying that people are, because to tell you the truth, I've avoided looking at the comments. Because for like what Trill said, I don't want to get myself angry. If I read one comment I don't like, of people just saying ridiculous stuff, people not having a heart, people just acting like Tyson Fury's a fighter and he fights for your entertainment, but he's a man. He's a human. He has a life. He has children. He loves them. Like, it's no different than anyone else. And so for me, Fury should do what's best for him and his family. If they say and they agree that that's the fight Deontay Wilder, then the fight should go on. If he has to pull out of the fight because of his daughter and he wants to be there for his daughter and he doesn't feel like he can mentally fight Wilder because his heart would be somewhere else, then I understand.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.